Asia is a continent home to hundreds of vibrant countries which have their own unique regional culture and rich history. Many ancient civilizations and religions originated here. Asian history is reflective of collective wisdom and cooperation leading to prosperity and advancements. People from different civilizations have been exchanging knowledge, ideas, and technologies. However, new things are still constantly being discovered in Asia. These include a crustacean that seems to be a hybrid of a centipede and a horseshoe crab, which is probably older than dinosaurs, to unbelievable restaurants, aged trees, a cat village, and much more. The continent offers a lot to explore, and today we'll show you the strangest things recently discovered in this astonishing continent. But before we get started, be sure to click the like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell for more amazing content. Let's begin. Invasive ARAPAIMA in river. ARAPAIMA fish is native to South America, and finding it in the Asian waters is quite a strange incident. They keep on moving around frequently, therefore also known as the river monster. They grow up to 10 feet long and have been introduced to many tropical zones where at times these are treated as invasive species. When rivers overflow, fish are dispersed to surrounding forests. In some remote areas, due to decaying vegetation, the oxygen levels become too low for the survival of most fish. However, it doesn't apply to ARAPAIMA, that can breathe through its extremely small gills. It takes air using a modified swim bladder opening into the fish's mouth and functions as a lung. It can survive for about 24 hours outside the water. Amazing living fossil. You can see this transparent crustacean resembling a hybrid of a centipede and a horseshoe crab. This genus has been surviving for a long time. Some scientists believe up to 300 million years, which would make them the oldest known animals. They closely resemble tadpoles and shrimps and are resilient enough to adapt to the surrounding extreme conditions and survive. Their eggs can be incubated in water even after years of drought. Fossils attributed to this genus have been found in rocks that scientists believe go back 100 million years. Accordingly, they're called living fossils. Their origin is traced to the Triassic or Jurassic period. The primitive traces of living beings are found in the mountains that scientists believe were part of a supercontinent called Gondwana, whereas presently they can be found in Australia, Africa, South America, Asia, Europe, and some areas of North America. Fish comes back to life. Sometimes miracles take place. In this footage, a motionless fish is floating in the water for a few seconds and then it seems to be resurrected. Some viewers termed it a fake video, while others were enraged by this act of cruelty against animals. The presence of antifreeze proteins in blood makes them capable of survival in cold temperatures. This strange phenomenon is commonly used in Japan for keeping fish fresh. They freeze the fish when the heartbeat slows down short of its death. Due to the presence of salt, seawater freezes at 28 degrees Fahrenheit. Fish living in freezing areas produce antifreeze proteins in their blood that help them withstand the extreme cold. It is a distinctive feature of fish found in Antarctica. The metabolism of fish decreases markedly. Being cold-blooded, fish can revive their metabolism and heart rate, hence regaining the consciousness once the temperature rises. GAJUMARU treehouse diner. Juxtaposing nature on the ergonomic design of a city leads to a sharp contrast. In the Japanese city of Okinawa, a strange visual symbol has been created. An ancient gigantic banyan tree has been used for installing a Brooklyn on it. Its massive branches house a diner called GAJUMARU Treehouse Diner, which overlooks the Naha Harbor. Approaching the diner through banyan tree staircases gives a unique feeling to travelers. The restaurant is known for its elegance and quietness. It offers Japanese, Korean, Thai, Chinese, and Indian cuisine. Well, the tree is made of concrete instead of wood, so it's pretty safe. Still, it is attractive to visitors as its parts protrude like limbs of a hand overlooking the city. Snail milking in Thailand. Demand for snail secretions, particularly slime, in cosmetics has led farmers in Thailand to concentrate on snail farming. At the international level, slime industry has crossed over the $300 million mark. African giant snail species are used for slime harvesting. The process involves stimulating the snails by dripping water over them to secrete mucin. For getting the best quality of secretion, snails are fed vegetables and grains. Milking is carried out only once every 3 weeks. Slime is composed of glycoproteins and glycolic acids. Snails' cream and serums are used for stimulating collagen, retarding the onset of wrinkles, curing acne and treating scar tissue. In the 1980s, breeders in Chile first noticed the utility of snail secretions. The first snail slime cream was also produced in Chile. However, recently it has become an important ingredient of beauty products in Korea and America. The cost of snail slime face masks may be up to $300. Sagami Bay creature. Cameras overboard Hyperdolphin ROV caught a glimpse of some astonishing creature hiding at the bottom of Sagami Bay, southwest of Tokyo. Some people opine that it is a mythical ninja. The Japanese word means human and is generally believed to be a mysterious animal whose existence is unsubstantiated. The latest technological remotely operated crafts are sent to the deepest areas of the oceans for discovering new things. These areas generally comprise sandy shores from Sagami Bay to Manazuru Cape. Only tidal mudflats in the bay having important settlement grounds suitable for animals are found at the mouth of the river. It's really difficult to be sure about the authenticity of this creature. It is said to have been sighted as indicated by the supposed pictures, which have not been confirmed as real. It is perceived to be a whale-like creature, however having an anatomical resemblance to humans. Insane longtail boat racing. Small crafts, a bit larger than typical kayaks, are known as longtail boats, driven by only one person who guides it while sitting or kneeling. The boat is very popular among the numerous owners and teams who journey throughout the world to compete. Competitors strive for status. They take risks while racing and constantly adjust the course by altering the angle of the tail. Props are generally overpitched and run semi-submerged. They achieve slow steering by yawing the tail, whereas high-speed steering requires leaning and shifting the body weight in the desired direction. Competitors don't take safety measures like wearing helmets, life jackets, or even wetsuits, although boats attain speeds of up to 100 miles per hour. At this speed, ocean water acts like concrete, and any mishap can lead to loss of life or at least injuries. Strange aquatic creature. This footage went viral on the internet, showing a crazy creature and is considered by many to be fake. This alien monster in pink seems to be an amphibious sea animal that moved to shore. The Japanese fisherman touched it with a stick, tried to flip it over, and finally decided to swig it with a carbonated beverage. The sea monster reacted explosively, making scary and potentially deadly movements. Well, we need to ponder whether it is a dreadful new alien species or just a hoax. These tourists roaming on the beach came across their big mushroom-like creature and felt scared how they still managed to film it for the world to see. Hutong Cat Village. In the 1900s, Hutong was the most advanced coal mining location in Taiwan. Before the closure of the mine in 1990, it had a prosperous population of about 6,000. By 2010, Hutong started gaining fame when a cat-loving photographer commenced blogging regarding the growing population of stray cats. They're looked after by the villagers and a group of volunteers. Local authorities grabbed the opportunity to highlight its history. They constructed an award-winning pedestrian cat bridge with metal plates. In 2014, a cat information and education center having elevated walkways on the facade of the building was established. A museum park showing the town's former mining life, established in 2010, hosted a Cat Lantern Festival in 2012. Efforts have borne fruit as the town draws over 1 million visitors each year. It's estimated that over 200 cats roam around on the streets, more than humans in the village. YUYANG floating city. People have come up with all kinds of explanations for this mysterious footage, ranging from a secret NASA project to an alien invasion. Possibly it could be an atmospheric mirage referred to as Fata Morgana. It is created by the combination of dense air near the ground with a warmer layer above it. It's called temperature inversion. That's the opposite of what takes place in the atmosphere. These layers cause the bending of light rays in a manner that the human brain is deluded to perceive a large floating city apparition in the clouds. It usually happens over large water bodies, as air tends to be cooler near an ocean or lake surface. However, Fata Morgana can occur over land too. Allegedly, thousands of people saw this city-like apparition over a Chinese city. Soil liquefaction in Japan. In 2011, this footage was filmed during an earthquake in Japan. The ground can be seen trembling and opening up on the reclaimed land located on Tokyo Bay. In this disastrous scene, nervous dogs are barking, water is seeping through minor splits in the sidewalk, the earth is cracking, whereas large buildings are shaking. It takes place regularly and is known as soil liquefaction. Rocks and heavy sand sink, whereas lighter sand and water rise to the surface. Shifting of the surface takes place when saturated soil loses strength, resulting from stress, such as shaking during an earthquake. The solid material is seen behaving like liquid, and it mostly occurs in low-density or uncompacted sandy soils. Damages caused by the earthquake in Japan in 2011 and the tsunami surprised geologists as it resulted in soil liquefaction. Crazy Java Chicken Church. An enchanted church is hidden deep inside an Indonesian jungle located on the island of Java. It resembles a giant chicken. The church is in the vicinity of the Hindu and Buddhist temples. Due to a shortage of resources, it was not fully furnished. It is said to be haunted by vampires from Indonesian folklore. Still, curious tourists and photographers from different religions are attracted to it. Recently, several floors of Chicken Church have been decorated with jeweled tiles, whereas the ceilings have been painted with clouds. Its walls are full of scenes from Indonesian mythology. 12 prayer rooms have been created from their catacombs. It possesses a cafe in the bird's posterior. Fake Paris. A Parisian replica measuring approximately 12 square miles has been constructed in China, about 6,000 miles away from Paris. It's known as the Paris of the East. The replicas include the Eiffel Tower and landscaped gardens that resemble the iconic Luxembourg Garden. You can find a copy of Champs-Élysées on the main square. Apartment blocks have also been built in Parisian style. It was designed to evoke classical European charm. A large number of tourists, including newlyweds, visit the Asian Paris annually. Monk defying gravity. In this footage, a monk is observed walking up a steep rocky mountain. He doesn't show any sign of exhaustion and seems to enjoy the steep shortcut. He moved up without shoes while carrying a normal load and reached the top of the mountain within a short while. He faced no balance issue despite having none of the climbing gear or equipment necessary for such a climb. He seems to be climbing up effortlessly. One might attribute it to spiritual power, but actually hardened layers of skin are developed when it tries to protect itself against friction and pressure. It makes the feet tough as well as durable. Accordingly, the monk has no problem even being barefoot while climbing uphill. He is perhaps a master as well as a gravity-defying climber. Monster python. Pythons may not have deadly venom stored in their sharp fangs, but they still are regarded as some of the deadliest reptiles on the planet. This terribly huge snake can strangle its prey with a bone-breaking strength because of its ability to constrict its body musculature with unimaginable power. And that's why the smallest of these pythons can easily kill a person. Despite being relatively less aggressive than most other species of snake, these monstrous beings pose a dire threat to humanity because they're pretty popular pets. Yes, people keep this thing in their homes as an actual pet. While most snake owners are aware of the type and behavioral characteristics of the snakes they own, still there's quite a few snake enthusiasts who just choose the python as a pet thinking it isn't poisonous, but little do they know that the python doesn't need poison to shatter their bones and consume them whole in the night when they're sound asleep. After all, it's one of the largest snakes out there. It can even weigh you down simply by its weight. This reptile is so menacing that even giant mammals like elephants and hippos instinctively run for the hills when they see a python. We don't get how some humans feel confident enough to keep them as house friends. On average, a python can be nearly 23 feet long, and with its huge appetite, it can probably swallow a bunch of people alive. On average, there have been at least 2 confirmed reports of an entire being consumed by a python. The largest python yet discovered was 32 feet long and weighed about 350 pounds. Even the measurements of this snake are enough to send shivers down our spines. Here's to hoping we never come across this monster. Chinese geese police. Sharp, keen and bold geese have proved to be the most valuable tool in crime fighting in China. Law enforcement agents describe geese as a prime factor in instability and maintenance work. They prove better than dogs in tackling crimes. Recently, a gaggle of geese police frightened a person who had illegally entered into local police headquarters. He drugged 2 police dogs and climbed over the wall. While trying to escape, he came across a group of 20 geese who fanned their wings and shrieked. The officer on duty woke up and caught the thief red-handed. Geese are more effective than dogs as they are kept in groups. Due to weak eyesight, they're less susceptible to poisoning. They make a huge fuss when threatened. They can positively contribute towards crime fighting in the future. For more informative content, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. We'll be back soon with another smashing and insightful watch. Goodbye till then, have a great time.